What's up guys, Jerome here from the Bonsai Supply, and today I'm going to do the monthly Q&A where I'm going to answer 5 of your questions. Alright, so I grew up in Switzerland, and my mom, she used to live in Japan before I was born, so she was into bonsai. And then growing up we had bonsais everywhere, and you know, she taught me a little bit about bonsai, and I was really inspired by the work that she did, so I started to pick up the hobby on my own. And then I moved to the United States on an exchange program when I was 17 years old. I moved to Massachusetts, and I just ended up staying in the United States. I was in Massachusetts. It was too cold to do bonsai, or just, you know, you need to have a greenhouse, and it's just a lot more difficult. It was too cold in Massachusetts for me, being from Switzerland. So then I moved to Chicago, which was even colder. And after Chicago, there was a blizzard in 2011, which was so cold. So I decided to move as far south as I can, and I moved to Florida. And then once I moved to Florida, you know, I had a big backyard in my house, and I really started to pick up bonsai again, and I really started to pursue it, and I really fell in love with it more than I ever did so before. And you know, I started studying it, and when I started, I accumulated very quickly 200 plus trees, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of trees for one person to handle. Then one day, you know, I kind of realized that the supplies were very limited here in my area in Florida. So one year we went to China, and we backpack traveled from factory to factory. And we went from Shanghai to Beijing on trains and buses and cars, and we visited all of these factories, and then we bought actually one pallet of supplies, and those supplies were only supposed to be for me. And I shipped the pallet of supplies home, and then I told all of my friends, I said, hey, I have a pallet of, you know, pottery and stuff like that coming, and I'll share with you guys. And then these guys told other guys, and then once my pallet arrived, I had like 10 guys in my driveway, and they bought everything that I had. And so I was like, well, great, now I have nothing. So I ordered 3 pallets the next time, and then these friends told other friends, and then that's kind of how the business started. Just by word of mouth, and then it just grew bigger and bigger, and eventually turned into a business. So that's how the business started. Since my wife has an MBA, she was really a big help to get the business started. We started out of the house, and then slowly we moved into the backyard and built a warehouse there, and then we moved into an actual warehouse. And then you know, my wife said, you know what, I think we need to open up a nursery, like a little store, and you know, start to teach people. And that was about 2 years ago, and here we are. I'm actually very surprised at how fast this tree has progressed in just 6 months. When I first started on the tree, it only had literally just the main branches there, and maybe like 2 or 3 extra branches on each side, and that was it. So now what I've done in the meantime, I let the tree grow out until it was about to here. Then I defoliated it again, I trimmed it back, and then I let it grow out again. I defoliated it again, and I trimmed it back again, and over again. So since I've done this video, I defoliated the tree every single month, and that brought me back all of these branches. And as you can see, the leaves are already starting to become very, very small. Kevin. Yes, so Chinese elms, they do really well everywhere as far as I know. I'm in a Tempe down here in Fort Lauderdale, and I've seen these Chinese elms in Puerto Rico, I've seen them in Key West, I've seen them in Miami, so they can withstand very, very tropical climates. The reason why you may have seen them with burned leaves is because they might not be in proper soil, and they also might not be in proper lighting. So down here in Florida, I only give them half day of sun. So like this big Chinese elm only gets morning sun and an afternoon shade. And that's what keeps the leaves nice and also keeps them growing very strong. If you don't have them in good soil and you have them in too much sun, it will burn the leaves, absolutely. But this might also happen with tropical species where the leaves might burn if they get too much sun exposure but not like good enough soil, and the tree is not watered well enough. So in this type of soil, I water it every morning and I just give it morning sun, and that really makes them look really good. And they look good like this throughout the entire year. Well, thank you, Scott, for your comment. I appreciate that. The soil, very important question. So in our soil mixture, we use 4 aggregates, right? Let's start off with the lava rock. So the lava rock, we use black lava rock, which helps for aeration and water drainage. Then the next aggregate, we have pumice. Pumice is also a volcanic rock. It has over 70 natural minerals and vitamins, which are crucial to develop a very healthy root system. The pumice also is a little softer than the lava rock, and actually the roots like to crush the pumice and break it into smaller and smaller pieces, and through that process the tree becomes very strong and the root system also becomes very strong. Next we have calcined clay, which is baked clay. This basically acts as a water retention, so it absorbs the water for the day so that the tree doesn't dry out. It also adds acidity to the soil. The last aggregate is pine bark, and pine bark is probably one of my favorite aggregates. Number one, it absorbs the nutrients, so when you fertilize your soil or your tree, the pine bark absorbs the nutrients and then slowly releases it back to the tree as needed. Pine bark also helps with water drainage, and at the same time pine bark also helps with controlling the temperature inside your soil to a certain extent. So if it's really hot outside, the pine bark helps to keep the soil cooler, and if it's cool outside, it helps to warm up the soil a little bit. So therefore that's a very good aggregate. So these are the 4 ingredients that we use in our soil mixture. And actually we use this exact soil mixture for every single tree here at the nursery. So whether it is a desert rose or a black pine or a juniper, an elm, really anything, we use this exact soil mixture for anything across the board, and it works really, really well. Hey Lucy, thank you for your question. I definitely had a lot of failure in my bonsai career, and this definitely was the one where I had the most amount of failures with. This brick wall, I got inspired because I saw something similar like this in nature. I saw a tree growing out of the side of a bridge or a wall, and this was in China, and I got so inspired I wanted to recreate that at home. So once I came back to the United States, I actually built a brick bridge, and the bridge was so heavy and so big it was impossible to move it, and it actually collapsed as well. So that was definitely one of the failures. Another failure was to find out what tree would work well on this wall, what type of ficus would work well growing on this wall. Also, to construct the wall was very difficult because the wall kept either falling over or it kept collapsing. And at the beginning I went out too far until I realized if I go smaller and I let the viewer imagine what's around the wall, then they can imagine their own story what's around you, whether this is a piece of a brick, a bridge, or a wall or anything like that. So that's definitely a big failure. But other than that, I mean, I did have a lot of failures in the beginning by not repotting at the right time of the year, not using the right soil, not using the right fertilizers, not spraying for insects. That's definitely a big one. Also, not having the right species in your climate. That was also definitely a big one. So, you know, I had a lot of failures in my time, but, you know, it's just part of the learning curve. Just keep going, you know, don't give up. As long as you learn from each failure, you're going to be great at the end. Alright guys, thank you so much for your questions. This was it for today's Q&A. I will do another one in a month from now, and I'm going to answer again 5 questions. So please keep the questions coming, and I'll catch you guys next time.